Stardust Sovereign is designed for dealing maximum damage and posture breaking mobs with ease, with the goal of making even the hardest bosses a piece of cake, with being able to deal 12,500 DPS while also having really consistent damage. Here you can see me dealing close to 1,400 damage, and when Knives Journey procs dealing almost 7,000 damage. When using Stardust Sovereign, you want to be abusing your critical alongside War Master's Medallion for a lower critical cooldown. By chanting Metal Rains into criticals, then afterwards using Oxidizing Rush. While bosses are staggered, you also want to be using Frozen Servants, Ice Flock, and Warden Blade simultaneously while M1ing to deal massive damage to any boss. This build also has really good mobility with monsters like Wind Passage, Lightning Assault, Ice Skate, Metal Ball, and Tempest Blitz, and can be used to do any boss with ease. The Talent Perfect Flash increases our monster damage by 25% when over 95% health, while Shade Devour boosts our weapon damage by 25% by sacrificing a little bit of our health. Aftercut gives you 10% weapon damage and 5% monster damage. Amplified Rage pushes your weapon damage up another 20% on top of Tough Love, which increases your weapon damage by 10% and your monster damage by 5%. And then additionally, you also have Taunt, which increases your overall damage by 20%, and Ishin's Ring that adds another 15% to that. This overall brings our total damage modifier to plus 60% weapon damage and plus 50% monster damage. Here, Piercing Metal, Reshape and Remold, and Impaler, when comboed, would give us the ability to posture break bosses in seconds by Reshape and Remold with each proc of Scrap Singer, increasing our armor drain, and Rending Needle Impaler, increasing the amount of rods that they can have from 5 to 10, with comboed with Piercing Metal, allow you to armor drain monsters insanely fast. Knives Journey and Decisive Blow further increase our armor drain and damage, giving us the ability to do close to 7,000 damage in one hit, with also Decisive Blow allowing us to drain armor insanely fast. Knives Journey works when hitting a mob. It has a chance to do 5x damage only with daggers. Crystallization allows us to get slightly more damage on bosses by crystal procs happening, which deal close to 150 damage. Deepscorn Cask allows us to keep all of our buffs that deal self-damage to us active with its unique talent Already Dead that reduces self-damage. Shown in these clips, you can see the difference between me using it and not using it, dealing 7% without using it, and dealing 3% while using it. And this also allows us to keep Perfect Flash active, which gives us a 25% damage buff on our mantras. Ignition Gauntlets allows us to parry certain unparryable attacks, which helps us learn bosses such as Elder with his Stomp, his Kick, and him throwing boulders at you. It also does not hold much of a downside due to the fact that we are using Metal and Iron Sing, so our armor is constantly going to be at 100% no matter what. Celestial Boots gives our Astral Enchant 5% more damage, putting our damage buff to 25% from using Astral, but it is not required, but it is a decent amount of increased damage because it is not affected by the hard or soft cap. Prophet's Ring and Rose's Ring gives us more scaling from our intelligence and charisma, while Ishin's Ring gives us the ability to do 15% more damage at close range, and optionally, you can use a Charged Ring for more crystal procs that will increase your total damage over time. Metal is mainly used for Elder Primadon, Enmity, and Kaido, and gets a massive buff from Knives Journey and Decisive Blow, allowing you to do 10x armor damage in a single hit. This also allows you to stay at maximum armor to keep Polished Armor and Ignition Gauntlets always active, which give you the ability to parry unparryables and have reduced damage. Astral is mainly used for every other boss because they cannot be posture broken, such as Ferryman, Chaser, Etheron, Duke, Titus, and Kira's Guard Champion. If you do not have Astral, instead you can use Grim because it also supplies you with a damage increase after a certain amount of hits. Let's get done about talking about it and how you use it, and let's get on with the actual showcase.
stand in my way. Yes, this is a hardship most dire, and one day you will heed what I say. This is my message to my master. This is a fight you cannot win. I think that past your great disasters, the victory stirs below your skin. If you could see, I will not blame you. I will move forth and win your war. But if I should die before you continue, you shall have heard my final dying roar.
I'm unretiring after a year of not playing, and hopefully I plan on making more content, so if you wouldn't mind subscribing, it really does help me out, and the build is linked below in my description. Thank you for watching and have a great day. Peace!